5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining me tonight on Tuesday night Hangout Live with ToledoJess, Dano and I. Hey YouTubers, how you doing tonight? I'm doing really good. I'm really excited about this show. We have a really good guest on tonight from Colorado-based, Denver-based, GoldStrike Adventures, Mr. Don Finley. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, YouTubers and friends.
I'm old. I'm not dead.
Here's some of the gold, I think. All right, everybody. Well, I'll bring in my friends out there on chat. Poof, there you are. Oops, wrong way. And I'll bring up so we can see. I move stuff around in my program, and I shouldn't do that. Bring ToledoJess and Dano and our friend Don up right here. I know quite a bit what you did over the weekend, Dano, since I was there Saturday. How are you? I see we have some regulars in the house. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Can you turn down your volume a little on your end? Oh, I don't know. How do they sound, everybody? I'm blasting my ears out. It might be me, though. Okay, it might be me. Sorry, Dano. Right. Yeah, yeah. And let's see if everyone can hear us in there. Can't hear others. This again? Oh my God. Well, let me worry about the desktop first. Yeah, that sounds good. But Patrick says they're not hearing us. Ed sounds good. Only hear Ed. What's Murphy? I tell ya, I could have swore I had this going. What I do during the test or that last show, I'm trying to remember. I'm doing pretty much what I thought I was doing. I don't see my desktop. Yeah, you're still Mr. Roboto. Thank goodness no one can hear them yet. Okay, I'm trying. Alright. We're having technical issues, everybody. Murphy Law showed up. What can go wrong will go wrong, and Murphy's a very good friend of ours. Oh, but we'll see. I'm tired. I don't either. Guess. I'm. Yeah, me too. I don't know. I'm doing everything. Much better, Jesse. I'm still trying to get the desktop so it plays. I might have to start to do a test. Let's see. If I do that, I don't want to default that. Beep. Beep. Okay, let's see what that does, and we should have.
Do you hear us now?
We should have it now.
Do you hear us now?
Ronald. We have Lucky Ducky Dog, folks. We have Tigger.
I don't think they hear us now. Oh, Patrick said he thought he heard me.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're really loud, Jesse.
No, I mean to everybody else though.
Good too. I'm gonna have to adjust that.
Oh, Wendy heard me. She said
they should be able to hear you all now.
Are we good now? Give us a Haiti ho. Patrick says all good. Okay, proceed on.
Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. All right, Jesse's back.
That was tough.
All right.
Hey, but we're on now. We're on now.
Smooth sailing from here on out, right, guys?
That's right. No whammies.
Sure, no worries.
And knock on wood and hope for the best. Ed is low, and sorry
Oh, where's Jesse? Is what he says. You don't hear Jesse, Patrick?
I should be able to hear everybody on Skype now.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
He was saying I'm low, and that's probably.
Oh, yeah. He says there he is. Yep. Said you're low. He hears Jesse now. Okay.
Sure.
Now, all right. Says let's talk about gold.
Okay, but before we talk about gold, I got to tell you, I had a little adventure today. I went to a place called Johnson's Rock Shop.
Johnson's Rock Shop.
And yeah. I sent you some pictures. I don't know if you got them up or not.
I could show them.
Okay.
Here.
Well, but that might take more than we can handle right now. Anyways, it was a really cool little place. It was the guy is like 90-some years old, been doing it all his life. His kids grew up doing it. They had so much to look at. I mean, he's got these little one-room shacks built all over his property where you walk around, and it's got, one shack that's got all these polished stones. He's got rocks and petrified wood and just all kinds of stuff. I bought a 4-pound piece of rose quartz.
Ooh, nice.
Wow. Oh, dude. It's beautiful. And then a whole trees of petrified wood just all over the place. Agate, all kinds of stuff. So the guy that's running it, the son, he said when he was younger, they used to go out prospecting for gold, but the parents are more into the rocks. I guess it's a quicker moneymaker. You take a, it's not as hard to find big rocks and to find little gold. But but you know, but yeah, it was just an awesome thing. I took a bunch of pictures. I sent them to you.
Well, I have them in a folder, and I didn't get. I didn't set it up in my program though. But,
right, I know. That's all right. But it was a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It was way out. It was way out this dirt road. It was just, you know, my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. They used to have a metaphysical shop of sorts. She's a witch and this other stuff, you know. But they would go there and buy all these rocks and take them back to the shop and sell them. So that's how I knew about it. I thought I would like going to go check this out. I thought, oh hell yeah, why not? So we did. It was a good time.
Cool.
I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went.
Excellent.
I got you and Dano a little present too.
Awesome.
Well, now
I look forward to getting it. Right on. I like presents. Yeah. I like presents.
That's cool. Yeah.
Presents are always good.
Yes.
Actually,
but it was just a cool place.
I got from our guest tonight. I got a present right here. I was gonna wear it when Don got on here. See, it doesn't work well. It's camouflage and it doesn't work all that great with the green screen behind me.
Oh well.
But it's my GoldStrike Adventures and beanie. I tell you, during the winter, it really keeps your head warm. You know, I tell you.
Oh yeah, I see it. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So, if we're ready to go, I'm ready to go. I just want to talk about my rocket.
Well, we could talk about this shows might be our show, but this show's about our guest, right?
That's right.
You better bring him in before he hangs up on you.
Yeah, right.
These
guys don't want to talk.
They're talking about themselves. Boring ass stuff. I want to talk about GoldStrike Adventures.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do something else. Go find something.
All right. Well, let's bring in Don Finley. Don Finley, welcome to our community.
Hey guys, thanks for welcoming me in. It was great to be here. Great to hear you go through all of the trouble that you have to go through, because it's similar to what I go through every day. Just through a day, so it's good to hear somebody else struggle for a minute.
Oh no, well Murphy gets around really well. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like everywhere.
We're on a first name basis.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I can pretty much, guarantee he'll be there wherever we go. He's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, he shows up at least once. At least once.
Yep. At least.
You still got that cap I sent you, Ed? You still got that cap?
Yeah, you bet. It's right here.
No? Yeah, he just showed it.
I don't even have one of those anymore.
I
gave them all away.
Those Molly hats you have too. Aren't those like those bucket caps, like the LDMA ones we got, Jesse?
Oh yeah, the booty caps.
Yeah. And, those ones I saw yours look pretty cool too, and the hoodies I was checking out in your store on your website, those look pretty cool. What's with the Colorado's Best on
that? I'm not sure.
Colorado Best Gold Experience #1.
Oh, that okay. We were named. There's a best of, it's called, and they go around different states. I know they go to Texas, and there's a best of Arizona, and there's a best of Colorado. They came here and looked at the Argo mine and our deal and a couple of other gold deals here in the area, and offered me the chance to do that. So we did, and we were named the best gold mining experience in Colorado. So that was we've done that twice now.
Oh, that's really cool.
Heck
Yeah, it was cool.
That has to help your business.
It does help. There's not a lot of competition. There's not a lot of people out here that do what we do. You know, there are a couple of roadside panning places here, and there are a couple of different things than what we do. We're kind of the only full guided service here in the area, so we were a little bit unique and able to stand out that way.
Well, explain to our audience what exactly do you do at GoldStrike Adventures?
Sure. Well, we provide a wide range of excursions, adventures we call them, ranging from beginner, just a panning and sluicing, basic half-day and full-day packages for small groups or individuals or large groups or corporate groups. Then we offer upscale packages from there, half-day and full-day, which one would include our deluxe package, for example, includes the gold cube with the trommel on it. So you guys have been prospecting for a while, and you know the more material you move, the more gold you're going to get, and the more fun you're going to probably have it in the clean out. But and then we have our dredging packages, which start I think at $750 for long arm dredging for a full day, for up to 3 people, and then our underwater suction dredging, and then we also have an overnight package now. For suction dredging overnight. So basically we can work with a variety of different types of people, guys, where I originally thought this was just going to be for tourists primarily. To be honest with you, when we first started this business 7 years ago now, and I thought it was going to be primarily tourists that we took out. And the first thing I learned was, yes, there certainly are a large number of those, and that's probably
a good thing.
2/3 of what we take out. But the good bulk also is we take out a lot of local people, and then we take out a lot of local people that want to figure this thing out. They want to figure out how to get gold in Colorado. They live here, and they want to figure out where it's safe to go and good to go and how to do it. And there's a good chunk of our business that does about nearly a third maybe. And then we do experienced prospectors, which I didn't think we would get that many, seasoned grizzly experienced prospectors, but we do. We get guys from California where you can no longer dredge who want to come out and dredge with us. We get guys from back east and down in Georgia, and
I'm surprised MDV's not here right now.
That come out and do this with us, and so it's a tailored experience to your group, Ed. So I would talk to you on the phone when you call to book an adventure, and we would try to determine your level of experience, your physical abilities, what you're looking for out of this deal. Whether it's to dredge for the first time or maybe to be challenged. You've done it all, but you've never been up on a claim in virgin territory like Fairplay or Alma or one of these places here in Colorado. You've never been up, where it's really, really hard to find gold. It's there, but it is really, really hard because you're up near a source. So we can challenge you in a variety of ways, or we can just show you a good time and a memorable experience. That's really our goal, is for you to come away with a memory.
Pretty much from virgin, never pan, to any experience level, from greenhorn to sourdough, huh?
Yeah, that's right. And I've hired people now because we've got to the point where we do 2 or 3 at the same time during a particular day now. And so the people that I've hired are professional dredgers and miners here in Colorado. Scott Rhodes works for me. He is a professional dredger. He's dredged nothing but dredged for a living here in Colorado since the early 80s. Ron Bills is another guy that has his own mine up there near mine and has mined for the last 15 or 20 years up there near my South Boulder Creek mine. They love doing this. It supplements their income because, as you know, even if you're dredging for a living, it's a rough way to go. You know, guys, these guys aren't getting rich doing this. They're living hand to mouth and making it work. Some days, I mean, they would probably have a 15 or a 20 ounce summer, you know, and make it on that.
After expense.
Yeah, to us, we hear 15 or 20 ounces, we're going, oh, man, that'd be awesome. But in reality, to do that, you have to be out there every day, and that costs you money. It costs you money and time. So when you take that all into account, now you're going, wow, they're making it, but it's a rough way to do it, you know.
Right.
I tell you what, Jesse, too, it's not easy to go put that wetsuit on at 6:30 or 7 in the morning when it's already wet.
Yeah, I've been there.
So I lived in Idaho Springs for about 2 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I worked there, and there was that mill that was like when you're going west.
Argo.
No, well, isn't Argo on the right side?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Across the street from that, across the highway from there was an old mill, and there's a big tailing pile. Well, I had a friend that was working in that, working for the owners of that place, and they were crushing all the tailings and running. And supposedly, there was a lot of gold. And this was, I can't remember when it was. I think gold was around 3 something an ounce. So, and there was a lot of gold then. But I wasn't into it. I was, you know, I just wasn't into it. I even found my first big nugget in their sluice, you know, as they're, because I was watching what they were doing, and it was really interesting. But it didn't do anything for me. Even after picking up that piece of gold, and the owner going, put that back. And he said it very firmly, and most definitely, I needed to put that back. And all I was doing was looking at it, you know. I just wanted to see it. Just put that back. Put it back. You know. But it was kind of fun. You know, and I wasn't into it. I wish I had been into it. I'd probably still be there.
I was that way when I found my first nugget up by Fairplay. It was pretty easy. I just went and got a half a 5-gallon bucket beside the road in a little cutout beside the road, pulled over. I bought a pan about 2 days before and a sluice box. This is in about 70, 78, somewhere in there.
Right.
And I was up by Fairplay and just went down to the creek, had this half a 5-gallon bucket with some dirt in it, went down there. The guy at the store told me how to set this Keen sluice box up, and I set it up, ran that dirt through, poured that half a bucket was all it was, and there was a picker sitting right there in the register. Didn't even get off of the register of that sluice box, and I just reached out and picked it up. There's probably other gold in there. I didn't even see it at that time, and picked that up and went, that's pretty easy. Went back and tried it again. I never found another nugget for 15 years.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah.
One of our sponsors, Carolina Prospectors, sponsored us a phone line for the next 3 months, and Diane, try it out. Would you be up for taking some phone calls, Don?
Of course.
All right. I'll put the number up, and the phone lines are open. 419-741-4090. If anyone's having an inkling call, join the show. Be our guest.
I'm posting it up for you.
Thank you, Dano.
Cool.
I'll put your number. Call now.
The other thing we do, Ed, is we do sell pay dirt online. We're not big into the pay dirt, and I don't try to push it very heavily. It's more of an advertising tool for me, like the hats and the sweatshirt. I put a gram of gold in a bag that I sell for $59. So I'm not trying to really make money on pay dirt.
Right.
But and our $129 bag has about 2.2 grams in it, I believe, right now. But it is real dirt from our claims, and it has natural gold in it. And then the gold that we're adding is natural gold from here in Colorado, from my employees that are dredging for a living here on South Boulder Creek. I buy it from them. So it is authentic, and, you know, everybody can know they can get a good quality product if they order our pay dirt. We've been doing that for almost 10 years.
Well,
that's cool.
Visit Don Finley's website. I'll be showing it here in a minute. Actually,
So was that how you got started?
Yeah, that was. You know, I don't know if you guys have had Red Wilcox on or not, the inventor of the Gold Cube.
I've had Mike Pun on.
Mike was on.
Not Red. I want Red on, but
you do want Red on. Red's awesome.
To him about
Red.
Gold. Oh, I have a video somewhere. Goldfellows or what was
the Golden Sand?
Goldman.
Oh, Goldman.
Goldman. Yeah, Goldman. Yeah.
Sure, Red and I did that together. I'm the voice, the narrator on that Goldman project that he did.
Cool.
That's the world's most expensive home movie. A lot of fun, and Red did an amazing job with that. You know, if you've seen it, there's a lot went into that, making that movie. But Red's who got me involved in this. I ran into him here in Colorado, and we talked about pay dirt, and he had told me that is essentially how he got started with his golden sand company before the Gold Cube even existed. Was he sold pay dirt? He went down to Clear Creek here and dug the dirt and concentrated it with his own gold and sold it on eBay and got enough money to fund building that golden sand. And that told me that I could do something with this. And kind of under Red's wing, I built my pay dirt. And that established us a little bit. And I knew I could do something with this. And then the guided adventures just kind of came naturally. We had been doing this for a long time out there. And I'd had a lot of people ask to teach. And I looked around and said, what can I do that other people don't do here in the area? What kind of service can I provide that isn't being provided? And there's people in Montana that do this. There's certainly people in Alaska and California that do what I do, or similar. But we took it a step further, where we treat it exactly like a hunting guide or a fly fishing guide would treat it, where we literally don't know what's going to happen on the adventure until it happens. I don't know how much gold you're going to get.
Right.
And I know you're going to be happy with it. We've done enough of them that we know we can make sure you're going to be happy with it, but we don't know how it's going to turn out, and we don't know what all you're going to find. And that's really part of the fun of it for me, is I don't know how each one is going to turn out.
So do you do day trips too?
Oh, a half day.
Yeah, half day and full day. In fact, guys, when somebody tries to book a full day, unless it's a dredging, when they try to book a full day sluicing, I always talk them out of it every single time. That's too much. That's just, you're not, are you in the landscaping business? I don't think so. You're not ready. You're not ready for 8 hours of digging 5-gallon buckets and classifying.
Right.
So I don't want to hurt people. And I want them to come for more. So when they try to book a full day, I always tell them, book a half day, and if that's not enough, you can come back tomorrow.
That's good. So you supplied equipment, or is there? I mean,
we do. We have everything from the waders to gloves and everything, but your coats and clothes. But we even bring extra clothes and coats in the event something happens. But yeah, and you go away with a gold pan. We give everybody a gold pan, a sucker bottle, a pipette, and of course their vial with the clean gold in it that we've shown them how to separate on site and clean into a vial. And then one of the real neat features of our adventures are our catered lunches. We use a couple of 5-star restaurants here, and it's not just a normal like bologna and beanies and weenies. We really kill it on the lunches, and we have a table we set up creekside and chairs and a canopy that we can set up if the weather's not cooperating at all. And I tell you what, the lunches are worth the deal. I've had many people tell me it's worth it just for the lunch alone.
Oh, cool.
I was just going to say, that lunch sounds like it'd be fun just doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like lamb sandwiches on this ciabatta bread with goat cheese and all kinds of just really, really cool. Yeah. If you're going to gold mine, then you go up there and you eat this great food, and then you go back down there and do it again. Then we do our clean out. We try to start our adventures around 10 in the morning so we can wrap them up around 2. It's not hard fast. This is on your timeline. This is on your schedule. If somebody says, that doesn't work, Don, we don't want to start till 6 in the evening, that's great. We'll start at 6 in the evening, and we're going to go till 10 at night. Let's go. But 10 to 2 gives us opportunity to carve that sunshine out of the middle of the day.
Right.
Yeah. And if you're in the water, I don't care if it's August in Colorado. If you're in the water and in the shade, you probably got goosebumps. That allows us to. So that's what we, and then we do that lunch thing in the middle, and that's the essence of what we're trying to do here, is create a memorable experience that people can take home with them, send some concentrates home with them from their day, and all their pans and all their equipment, and a memory. And I didn't think we would ever get any repeat business. Another shocking thing, there's a couple of shocking things, but one was I didn't think we would get repeat business. I didn't design it that way. I designed it so that if you're a beginner, I teach you everything you need to know in 4 hours. You just need to practice it. And you guys have taught people, you know, it's not rocket science, it's rock surgery. But you can teach somebody in an hour how to do all this stuff. But it's practicing it and refining it, and the tricks, and separating the gold from the black sand is a finesse thing, as you guys know, and getting it clean into the vial. That tap business, and do you like magnets or don't you like magnets, and all that jazz. So we run them through all of that, and our goal was at the end of the 4-hour period, you could go start your own GoldStrike Adventures if you wanted to. You can go teach somebody or do it yourself. You don't need me anymore. The surprising thing is I've had people come back 5 times every summer. Every summer they fly out or come out and do this with us, and they want to do something a little different. You know, we sluiced last time. We want to try that dredge thing, or we want to go up to your claim that's at 10,000 feet up there and try that deal. And so I'm just shocked by that.
We have a question in the room from one of our regulars, Ronald. Don, what's the elevation? Doggone it, Ed. The elevation.
What your elevation
how
is,
high
Don?
is it on your claims where you work?
No, he wants to know how tall Don is.
First of all, I don't believe in elevation. I don't believe in elevation. Let's see, my Boulder Creek claim, 3 different deals for different times of the year. You know, we get into a place in January and February here where I can't get to my high altitude claims. We just physically can't get there. And those are my 12-mile placer claims. That is nearly 60 acres right at 11,000 feet. It's 10,600 feet. And that's where 2 little creeks that are about 3 feet wide join on the claim and become North Fork of Clear Creek, which is a very historic gold mining creek here in Colorado. It's where Blackhawk and Central City, the towns, are lined on, and part of the gold rush history of Colorado. That claim is only accessible from late June till mid-September. Then we have my South Boulder Creek claim, which I use the most, and it's the most prolific as far as gold is concerned, and it's the most fun for me because that's a creek just, you can tell by the name Boulder, if you know anything about Boulder, Colorado, there's not a lot of access for gold prospecting on that creek for obvious reasons. It's private property. It's all owned by other entities, and there's not a lot of opportunity to get in there with a pan on South Boulder Creek, which has an amazing, we've had 1 ounce days there. Ooh. Amazing amount of gold. Ooh. So with my 4-inch dredge. So South Boulder Creek, that's at 8,500 feet. There's snow there now today. There's big snow there right now. It just snowed a couple of days ago here. And we won't be able to probably get back in there much more this year. I may be able to, if we get some warm weather, get back in there here later in October and early November a little bit. I'd like to be able to, because the water's real low right now. Then we're pushed down onto Clear Creek, where we are able to use a claim on Clear Creek called the Arizona, and that's on historic Clear Creek here. It's the last remaining claim on that creek, unpatented, talking about, on that creek.
Right.
And that during the winter, that's at about 6,000 feet. And then,
that wouldn't be too bad.
If it's too crazy, we can come down here in Denver, because one of the big secrets about, I'm going to give away one of the big secrets right here on your show.
I was going to ask you about that too. Go ahead.
About the gold in Colorado and where it's concentrated. So if you think about, let's say we have a table and we spilled a glass of Mountain Dew on the table. Mountain Dew, because it's gold colored. Right. We spill a glass of Mountain Dew on the table. It runs off the table. We know that. I don't care how flat the table is. It runs off the table and it lands on the floor. And I don't care how flat you think your floor is. It moves away a little bit and tries to run away on the floor. And if it can find a crack or something, it'll run away. Okay, so the table is the Rocky Mountains.
It's always heading towards the center of the earth, just like gold.
Right. So the Rocky Mountains is the table, and Denver, Colorado, is the floor right below the table. So all the gold in the mountains for eons and eons and eons comes spilling out at a high rate of speed at an angle and lands on this flat pool table called the Great Western Plains and Denver, where it's flat all the way to Kansas, almost. And so it gets stuck there. So there was a large gold-bearing placer bar in the mid 1850s and 60s that was known as the Arapahoe Bar, and it was at that time described as being 9 miles long and 2 miles wide at the base of the mountain. So that's where all this gold-bearing round river gravel spilled out of the Rocky Mountains for eons. And only 100,000-year floods could move it, as we know. And it stuck there and it concentrated. Well, that's what the gold miners found in 1859 when they arrived here. And that's a park that we had set aside. Red and I established a nonprofit called Gold Unlimited, and we established, with conjunction with Jefferson County and the city of Wheat Ridge, a gold panning park there at the Arapahoe Bar. That's at about 5,280 feet in elevation. So, and there's a place down there where we filmed that movie, Ed, Golden Men.
Yeah, that's right in Denver, isn't it?
That is. That's on the South Platte River, which runs right through the middle of Denver. We were on the north side of town, right where Clear Creek, that I just mentioned, intersects the Platte and adds more gold to it. And that big bend is a giant turn in the river where it makes a big, hard 90-degree hook. And this is a big river doing this, a big, hard 90-degree hook. And it had a giant, gravel sandbar on that inside turn. And we named it Big Bend and filmed that movie there. There is great gold right there. That's probably the easiest gold you'll ever find in your life, is right there in town with interstate highways going over your head. And you can find, 15, 20 specks of pan there. And these are medium-sized, pieces.
Nice. So it ain't no Napu or nothing. It's pretty decent flakes, huh?
12 to 20 mesh.
Well, take that all day long, right, Don?
All day long.
Heck yeah.
Now,
20 of those every day? Hell yeah.
I have a question back to Goldman.
Yeah.
You know where that devil kayaker dude was
Yeah.
trying to stop you guys? Was that's the part of the river that has that kayak park in it? Is that there?
Yes. Yeah, that's at the confluence of, it's called Confluence Park in downtown Denver, where we filmed that. Confluence Park is famous because it's where the Russell Party struck gold in 1859, kind of helping spark the gold rush. One of the three men that helped spark the gold rush found gold right there. So that was important to us because of that. It's important to the kayakers because they've created this structured kind of kayaking, landscaped river section through there. And then we had a friend, a professional stunt guy, who's a friend of ours, come in, and he just took that role and just ran with it.
That whole movie was really funny,
Okay, so
did you put a link up for it, Dan?
Oh, I put a link up for GoldStrike Adventures. I have the DVD, but
I think there's a website for the movie called goldmenthemovie.com.
I believe so. I might have it saved somewhere. Goldman.movie.com or goldmenthemovie.com.
Maybe. goldmenmovie.com? That could be it. Red might have shortened it.
I don't know. We'll see if we could get it searched out and post a link to it.
It's a lot of fun. There was a lot that went into that's behind the scenes that, of course, people will never know about, that only Red and I kind of can know about. But
1 second. Hello. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Where?
Hey. How you doing, Ed? This is John down here in Texas.
Hey, Mr. Shaw. How you doing, John?
Hi,
doing
John.
Great. Hey, how you doing, Don? Good to hear from you.
John, I haven't talked to you in a long time. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Still down here in Texas.
Wow. Have you still got gold in your driveway?
I hadn't tried that adventure in a little bit. I'm still doing those demos there at nursing homes, and had fun on the last one. Had a young lady was 102 years old.
Oh my God!
And got a flash in her pan, huh, John?
Oh yeah.
She really enjoy it?
Oh yes, and she just smiles at me every time I come in.
Excellent.
God bless you, John.
Oh, no problem. Like I say, those smiles make it worth it.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. When we do our demos,
John.
that's what makes it work for us.
Hey, John, is she rich? Marry her.
I think John's already married.
I just, like I say, I just wanted to call and say hello to you and let everybody know I haven't been on the adventure, but I know Don does great on everything, and the gold in his bags is wonderful.
Well, a mutual
Thank you,
personal
John.
friend of ours speaks fairly highly of both the Adventures and Don. And that's Michael from ipanforgold.com. Oh, and while you're on the air right now, John, thank you very much for being a patron and help support my channel and the future of Flashing Your Pan.
Oh, you're welcome, Ed. I learned a lot from the show, and it's worth it to me.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Maybe somebody else will give it a try now.
Excellent.
Hey, John, before you go, did you get your truck running yet?
Yeah, I got it up going today. Got to put some block sealer in there, and the block is sealed. Now I gotta just change the oil and filter out, and it should be okay.
That's good. That's good. Too bad we couldn't get together. I did want to come up and meet you, but you know, things happen.
Things happen.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be going to spend some time here, and then I'm heading back. I'm heading to Arkansas for the weekend.
Oh yeah, I hear that's nice up there at that Crater Park. I haven't been there yet, but they say they find some rough diamonds up there, so you should have pretty good luck. All right, y'all take care.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you later,
John.
All right. Well, anyone else feel like calling? Phone number's up on the screen. Give us a call. Ask Don a question or whoever or whatever. But
I got a question for Don.
There you go. Shoot, Jesse.
What's up, Jesse?
Actually, I got a couple. I got lots of questions, but we'll start with this one. I always have lots of questions. What kind of advance notice would you need? Like, let's say I wanted to come up for a day or spend let's say an extended time. What kind of advance notice would you need to do something like that?
You know what?
Can we just walk in and say, "Hey, man, I want to go pan"?
That's my favorite question, Jesse. That is actually, honest to God, my favorite question. Because you know what everybody does? They wait till the day they want to come out, and then they call me sometimes. Right. Hey, so I was thinking about doing one of your deals, and where are you? Where can I stop by? And right now we're trying to have that. We're looking to buy an in-destination site where we had cabins and camping and the ability for people to just drop in. But
just
we
drop in and, I want to rent a cabin for the night and pan for some gold while I'm here.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I mean, because sometimes, like with me, like with what I'm doing right now, I'm down here in Texas, but I plan on stopping some places, I
tell people 24 hours, but in reality, if you call me the night before, and the only reason I say 24 hours is I kind of need my caterer to give my caterer the notice is the one that needs the most notice.
Gotta get the food ready.
Yeah, to get the food ready so I can pick it up by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning and still keep it hot. So that's the only limitation that we have. If you don't do the food, especially if you brought your own food and didn't do ours, you could call us the night before easily. And I've done that many times, and I've done it with food many times. I call my caterer at 10 o'clock at night and said, I hate to do this, but I got to be there at 9 in the morning and get some food from you.
Some sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I have a sister that lives there in Denver, and she wants me to take her out painting and stuff. And I tell her you should get a hold of Don Finley. He'll take you out. She's a novice, and no, I want you to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that means I got to go all the way to Denver.
Yeah, she wants you, to be a thing with the family. When you come up, I can point you in the right direction. You come up, and then I'll tell you where to go, and give you.
That would be cool.
Beautiful, beautiful country out there. That's for sure.
Oh, it is. I actually loved it out there. I loved going over Oh My God Road. That was just like.
Oh yeah.
So.
Or what is it? I went down Gold Camp Road.
Gold Camp Road. Those are both two very famous. I've been over both of them.
Yeah, that's Oh My God Road.
So beautiful.
Oh My God Road was an old stagecoach road. That's where they used they used to be able to get between Central.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I was going to tell you guys earlier.
For good reason too. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Oh My God Road is called Oh My God Road for a very good reason. The whole time you're driving, you're going, "Oh my God!" Just the whole time. I mean,
I had the wrong vehicle to be on that road that day. That's all I'll say. Buddy of mine took me down it, and I said, "Hey, this car ain't supposed to be down this road, man."
Dano, where are you
That'd be cool.
What's that?
from?
I'm from Ohio here.
Your life, dude. You're a lifer from Ohio.
Yep, I'm a lifer from Ohio, sir. I got out to Colorado. I was so awestruck I couldn't hardly prospect.
I thought I heard a little southern twang in there. I thought I heard a little.
Oh, everybody says I got an accent.
You do.
That's Southern Ohio.
Southern Ohio.
There you go. That's Southern. Us all Southern Ohio's.
I'll tell you one thing about Ohio. I was in my former life, I was a medical sales rep, and one of the companies that I represented partly for a little while was Cincinnati Sub-Zero. And I used to come out there and train and come out there quite a bit. And man, I got so hooked on Cincinnati chili that I have it once in a while. I absolutely, there's a place near Boulder that serves it. The guys from Ohio, and they have the recipe and they have it at their restaurant. I found one place here that makes it, but you can't make it at home. It's not the same thing.
No, it's the water. Gotta have the water. Gotta have the Cincinnati water.
Oh, dude.
Something about that water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another question for you. I don't see anybody calling in or.
No, they're all like being shy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You think Thomas would call in?
Mm-hmm.
What's been your most scariest adventure or the thing that's happened to you while you're out doing these adventures with people?
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but the one that really stands out by itself was I was doing. I had done a family by myself with no helper, and nowadays we don't even do that. I have two people at least on every adventure, even if there's only one guy. But so I'd gone up to the parking lot with everybody. They paid me at the end of the deal and said bye-bye, and we hugged and kissed, and I gave them a stocking cap or whatever, and bye, and they waved them bye. So I'm going back down to get my sluice box and all of my gear and carry it out of there, right? Because I don't let my customers do any of that. This is for their fun. So I'm hop skipping. We've gone down this trail a dozen times during the day, and I've got the shorts that are the two-piece that the legs zip off of, convertible. And I'm hop skipping and jumping down through there, and I hear a dadgum weed whacker go off like right under me, and I jumped about 5 feet and turned around, and there's a damn rattler just coiled up, pissed off. And I had walked within maybe, 6 or 8 inches of him and startled him. And so I picked up a big rock and I just said, damn it. And I hit that thing, big rock, about twice as big as a softball, right? And I hammer him. He comes uncoiled and coils right back up and says, bring it. And so I'm like, well, I will. And I pick up another rock and I hammer him. I played college baseball, right? I'm not like Alice here. And so I hammer him with another rock and it straightens him out and he takes off. And I'm like, no, you don't. So I grab another rock and I pick off after him and I go in there, and I'll be damned if I don't hear another weed whacker go off. There was 2 of them. And I nearly stepped on the second, Jason the first. So I hammered him with a rock and he took off. I guess I do throw like a girl or Alice nowadays. I don't know, because he took off.
You got the major league form, just the minor league throw, right?
I've got a great changeup. Yeah. So that got my attention. I've never seen a rattler before or since. This was 3 years ago now. And I haven't seen one before or since, but it sure changed the way I did things after that. I'd gotten pretty careless about it, and that one could have been, that one, I was down there by myself, and that one could have hurt me. There's a guy 3 days.
We have another caller.
Well,
if it would answer. Hello, caller. Where you're from?
Oh, I'm from Indiana.
Oh, okay. Sounds like Thomas Lucky Dog Folks. Lucky ducky dog.
Yeah, Dano talked me into it.
Luckiest man on the planet.
I'm telling you, it's lucky duck. Lucky
Lucky
ducky.
ducky dog, folks. Yes.
Another good friend of ours. How you doing, Thomas?
Oh, I'm doing good. How about you guys?
All right, real good. What you got a question, or you just coming to jaw with us? Wow, okay.
No,
good.
I got a question for Don.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know you are kind of promoting your own adventure here, but what about people just coming out and trying to locate places to prospect there in Colorado?
Yeah, I can help you with that. I always help with that, and there's never an issue with that. That's the trickiest part, really, because they don't put up signs, telling you, hey, bring your shovel and come and tear this place up. They're not.
Why not?
They're not really welcoming here like you would think they might be after 200 years of tearing this place up. But I can definitely help you with that. And there's another friend of mine here who's actually writing a book and has put together a little blog called Finding Gold in Colorado. His name is Kevin Single. And I met him through him coming out on one of my adventures, and he's become a dear friend and even helps us with them once in a while now. But he's put together a blog. I've put together an old blog that listed the 23 secret places nobody talks about, where to go. We've created a public park here that I mentioned earlier on the show called the Arapahoe Bar Public Panning Park. I will point you in the right direction, and that's something I'm very happy to do.
Is that the same place that Tom Massey and his daughter went to in Denver by a dam?
It could be. I'm not sure. I think they went over by Big Bend, actually, is where they went on the south.
They were with that local club up there, I think.
Yeah. They probably went over by Big Bend, which we were talking about earlier. We filmed a movie there. That's in Denver on the river. I would probably either tell you to go there, but that's not very romantic if you're coming from out of state, sitting under an overpass. That's more for the locals and stuff. But and Mike Pung, that's more for Mike Pung to the overpass down there. But on Clear Creek, because it's very historic. There's a claim that they will give anybody permission to go on there if you just sign their waiver saying you won't sue them if you fall down and hurt yourself. Called the Area.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's 9 miles of Jefferson County open space on Clear Creek, which is west of Golden, west of Denver, on Highway 6. There's 9 miles of open river there that you can do anything up to a 4-inch dredge on there.
Oh, cool. And is that where I used to see people all the time off the side of the road?
Yeah. Below Idaho Springs, downstream from Idaho Springs, yes.
Right.
We have a question in the room from another Indiana prospector, Randy Hunt. Any good public areas near Alamos, Colorado?
There's not. That's kind of out of the gold belt when you're getting down by Pueblo, south of Colorado Springs, and even the Pikes Peak region. It was called the Pikes Peak Gold Rush, our gold rush in 1859, but it wasn't anywhere near Pikes Peak. It was called that because there was nothing but Pikes Peak here at the time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So the Pikes Peak Gold Rush occurred, Cripple Creek and Victor, but that's underground lode mining sulfides that didn't occur until 30 years after our primary gold rush. The Cripple Creek Victor Gold Rush was our second gold rush, if you will. And that was all lode gold mining. So there's really not a lot of panning opportunity down in that part of the state. The panning areas for placer gold primarily are just west of Denver, north and south, and then also by Leadville, Colorado, and by Fairplay, Colorado.
Okay.
That's going to be your best public areas.
Now, what's the biggest group you'd take out?
The biggest that we've taken out so far, I think, was about 250.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
That's a group.
That's a lot. And then we've done a lot where we split them up, you know, and it depends on what it is, guys. I mean, I've done things for, like schools where we'll do 400 kids, but we'll break them into 3 groups. So, you know, we'll get 100 and something at a time, and I bring in, you know, 10 helpers or so, and we just separate them into groups or corporate groups. You know, I do corporate groups. Sometimes that's typically like 15 to 30 for a corporate group, and that allows me to break out all of my equipment or most of it. You know, I can break out a couple of gold cubes, a couple of dredges, 3 or 4 sluice boxes, and we can keep everybody busy.
All right, John said something in the room. John Shaw, if you're looking at the chat, John Wolf is John Shaw. He's like, how about Tom's baby? Good story.
Okay. John wants to know about Tom's baby. Well, that was during the early Colorado Gold Rush in 1859, and it's on display here in the Colorado Museum of History, this nugget. And it's the largest single nugget ever found in Colorado. I think it's, if I remember right, it's like 12 pounds. And Tom was up in Breckenridge and Colorado when he found this thing, and he would walk around. He found it and brought it down to town, wrapped it in a blanket to hide it. And he would walk over to people and kind of open that blanket, right, and just show them what's in that blanket that he's holding in his arms. And the word spread around town, have you seen Tom's baby? That's how it got its name, and you can see it in the...
He's probably lucky somebody took it from him.
Yeah, it's a cute little story. And you were talking about the movie Goldman earlier.
Right.
One thing, movie, if you look in there, and look in the movie, one of our guys in there is trying to raise some money to fix a flat tire on their little granny cart that they're hauling all their gold prospecting gear on. And he needs to get some money to fix the flat. And he decides to go down and panhandle for gold by the highway and beg for money. I mean, not gold, but beg for money by the highway, panhandle. And so we set up this scene at the exit ramp here in Wheat Ridge off of I-70, and we would give cars $1 if they wanted to play and be in our movie. Give you $1, just pull up there and hand it to that guy with the sign that says, you know, I need money to fix my flat tire so I can get gold. And and there were people willing to play along. And I'll be damned, in the movie, this is in the movie now, a cop comes along and exits the highway, and it's illegal to beg for money beside the road in Wheat Ridge. And he writes him a ticket, even with us telling the cop, look, we're handing the people the money. Do you see the cameras over there? And so we go down to the police station after this is all filmed and we're in editing, and we're having to get everybody's permission to be on film.
Right.
All of the dairy signs, all the Conoco signs, you have to call everybody and get their permission to be in the movie. And so we call Wheat Ridge Police Department and asked to get his permission to be in the movie. And they were the one people that said no. And so that's why his face is fuzzy in the movie. But I actually like that because it adds to the realism. He wasn't part of the movie. He's just in there.
That'd have been funny.
A little behind the scenes that nobody knows.
That's cool.
All right, guys, I'm going to get off this phone. Let somebody else
All
call in.
right. Thanks for joining us, Thomas. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Thomas.
Come on, people.
See you,
Not a problem,
Thomas.
guys.
Have a good evening.
I'll talk to you guys later.
See you on the 22nd, 21st.
Next time.
Yeah, 21st. Yep.
See ya.
Yep, that is the weekend for the gold show here in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Right.
We'll see you there, Thomas. We'll be in the panning booth all day Saturday, so come by and see us.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep, all day.
Well, I'll be
all
there.
of us
I'll
will
have
be
a choice
there.
to be
Yeah,
there.
I know.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Thomas is one of the state directors of the GPAA in Indiana. So he's a really good guy. We know him pretty well now.
Yep.
Nice. He's donated to our cause, and
yeah, he helps our Take a Vet prospecting project. Has donated to that, and he's also a member of the Ohio State Prospectors Association, and a really good guy. So,
is he part of that Dennis Dayton, Chris Dewey bunch?
yeah. Well, no, not really.
But they know each other. They know Dennis Dayton, but
everybody knows Dennis Dayton.
Dennis Dayton.
I'm surprised he ain't called in on you.
Oh,
I know it.
You never know.
Well,
he's probably at work right now. So
I'm thinking he'd be at work right now.
You never know with that guy. If we get a call with the guy trying to disguise his voice and he gives us the Mr. Obvious, first long-time listener, first-time caller, we'll know who it is.
Hang up on him.
Yeah.
Click, we know who you are.
So you've had run-ins with snakes. How about do you ever have any problems with heavy rocks coming down on you while you're dredging?
Not too much. No, we're pretty. We try to teach safe stuff, especially when we have guests there. The only time we've ever got into any trouble is when we're out there doing stuff we shouldn't be doing on our own. But no, but we've run into plenty of trolls. One of my favorite things is I own like 6 claims now, and we just sold one, so I'm not sure that's right. But anyway, we looked at just dozens and dozens of claims that were for sale when we were out there trying to acquire claims. And one of the things that would always just inevitably happen is there's a troll, as I call them, that's usually living near one of these claims who believes in his heart that the war is not over. He believes in his heart that some person that may or may not have owned a claim near there gave him the authority to watch that to eternity. So here you come along with a map and a GPS thing and some stuff, and you're going to go down there and test this claim. And, there have been more than one time that Red and I, had a gun pulled on us up there by a couple of these yahoos. And there was a shot one time in our direction, just kind of a warning, hey,
right.
Shot, we don't know where it came from. We don't know where it came from, but we know where it landed. And so that kind of thing is always interesting, and sometimes we're out there and I will have a password or a name. If anybody tries to mess with you, you tell them that Wally sent you. All right, I'm going to tell them Wally sent us. And we get out there, and that name isn't always a good thing to pull out.
I hate that, Wally.
You think you're pulling a get out of jail free card out, and you're pulling a let's go down behind the shed card out.
Oops.
So that's all fun, man. These trolls, these guys up there living in the mountains, kind of hermits, watching a piece of property for somebody that doesn't exist anymore.
Huh.
Man.
Those guys are.
Here, I got another question for you.
Yeah,
you
man.
You ever have somebody just walk up on you and go, "Hey, how you doing, Don?" You're going, "Who the hell are you?"
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, or we have people just kind of sometimes it's a little bit awkward. Most of my adventures that we conduct now are on my private mining claims, but I'm also permitted by Jefferson County and licensed to use sections of Clear Creek, which are public, and I can use them for my adventures. And they license me for that. The only trouble with that is, you know how friendly prospectors are, right? So we could be down there with a group of people from like Tokyo, you know, and here come these guys, these local guys come down there, and they'll set up, it doesn't matter, there could be 9 miles of river, but it's a parking spot. There's only one parking spot, and that's the one right next to where you're parked. You know, I can go park my car clear at the other end of the parking spot and come out, and there'll be 2 guys parked right on either side of me.
You know what I think that is? They know it's you, and wherever you go, they know there's gold.
They know I'm gold. Yeah, Finley does gold out
there's down there. He's got gold. Let's go. You know, I mean, they do that here in Lake Erie. If you think about it, on Lake Erie, when the walleye or the perch are running, or they're out catching perch, you'll see the charter boats going out, and then right behind them, you'll see the private little, 12-foot boats following them out to where the fish are. You know,
just like little fish following the big fish.
Right. Oh, we do it prospecting too.
Or not all of it.
Whenever we show a video of us with our gold on it, when we showed videos with our gold on it, you go back to that spot, it'd be wore out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we don't show as much gold as we have in the past.
Yeah.
You know, I meet the most interesting people, I swear. I've met some really people that have become very close, dear friends as a result of this business. And that's one thing. People will say, something about this or that. All I really have in this business is my reputation. Right. That's all there is. Right. With pay dirt or with these adventures. That's all I have is what other people come away with saying. It doesn't matter what I say. Or we advertise it. It's what other people come away saying. That's the only thing that really counts. And we've been very fortunate and very lucky, and we work very hard at it. We take, like I say, we take other people's fun very seriously.
Well, you seem like you're doing very well and been voted the best of the state twice, right? And I don't be surprised if the next time I'm out in Colorado and in the greater Denver area that I don't pick up my phone and say, "Hey, Don, let's go hit the creek."
Oh, you have an open invitation at any time.
Excellent.
Me too. My sister lives in Denver.
My truth. Well, same to you, Jess. You might more likely to come up here. If you come up here, I'll take care of you. So.
Ah, nice. I'll be leaving here in about 10 minutes.
I think my doorbell just rang. Hold on.
Right now in Texas,
I think my doorbell just rang.
Might be Jesse.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm already trying to plan a trip to Colorado in the spring to another guy's claim.
Oh, nice.
Caleb Bennington.
Yep, Caleb.
He's from Kansas.
Oh, Caleb. His by Steamboat. That's an unusual late gold rush up there. Not many people know that there is gold up there in that part of the state. It's very isolated. But
go ahead.
I tell you what, good.
He seems to be doing pretty good there from the pictures I've seen.
Yes.
Yep, and he tells us, "Come on out." He says, "Come on out." And we'll go.
We prospected with Caleb a couple of times. He's came over to our neck of the woods and spent the weekend with us a couple of times. So
Caleb's
a great guy. Yeah.
Great guy. He's a drag racer.
Yeah. Yep. His daughter's doing excellent.
But
see the new helmet she got from that one driver? That was cool.
Anton Brown. From Anton Brown. He drives Top Fuel cars, and I guess his son raced against Caleb's daughter. Yeah.
Right.
My son raced in junior drag racing when he's 31 now, but when he was 9 to 16, he raced in junior drag racing and was a Division 5 champion. It is a really cool thing for parents and their kids to do together. I mean, it's one of those rare things where I played team sports, in baseball all the way through college and everything, but pretty unique when it's family against family. You know, this is me and my son or my daughter and our family going down against the Joneses over there. And that's it. There's no big money. It's just us and them. It's a pretty cool sport when your family gets to compete that way together. It teaches you a lot about getting through adversity, and it teaches you, because you're going to face it in racing. You're going to face really bad days, more bad days than good days.
Oh, and,
yeah. And so it's a really good thing for parents and kids to get involved in. I just can't say enough about it.
Oh yeah, that's to me that seems like that's better than playing a team sport or anything like that, because it's you and your kid, son or daughter, together doing something. So that's something that those two will always have for the rest of their lives.
That's exactly right.
Worth more than any trophy or money she could ever win.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break, a little short break for one of my sponsors, Mine Done, and we'll get back if you want to hang out longer and chit-chat some more, and hopefully some people will call. Got that phone number now.
Got that new phone line. Call in. Say hi.
Talk to Don. Talk to us. Ask Don a question. Make reservations. But we'll be right back.
Tell them
what?
Don't forget to tell them Ed and Jess sent you.
Ed and Jesse and Dano. Flash in Your Pants Productions sent you. There you go. Okay, we'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors. Thank you. Numbers up now. Feel free to call. Tell us where you're from, what you up to, and ask Don a question, or any of us on my two co-hosts and I. I'm dying to use this call-in number now.
Sneak away and call in on it, Ed.
You want me to call in?
Disguise your voice, though, will you, Jeff?
Yeah. Oh, I can't. I can't. I've tried.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, and since usually someone.
So you have a.
Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, I was wondering, what's your normal season? Like because I know, like in the wintertime, you probably don't go out. So when would be the best time to come out to do one of your adventures?
The best, we do go year round, actually.
Oh, do you? Oh, cool.
Weather permitting, like I said earlier, I can take you down to 5,300 feet here to some places, so I can generally get you out there unless it's just snowing that day. You know what I mean? Here in Denver, and along the Front Range, the snow melts in between snowstorms. It doesn't hang around until we get in.
That's what my sister was saying yesterday, day before yesterday. You got 4 to 5 inches.
Yeah.
Of snow, but then the next day it was like almost all gone already.
Yeah, it's gone now. That was yesterday, and it'll be 72 tomorrow. The high was 36 yesterday. Yeah. So it goes like that, real pretty, calm, after the storm. But so we were open year round, but the best time to do it that question comes up often. And the last 4 weeks is the best time to do it. September, early October, November, that's the best time to do this because in the West, because the water is low. So I can literally get you into boulders that I can't even begin to get you behind in July. And the weather's still nice and warm here in Colorado. We get warm, sunny, 60-degree days clear into December and January. So, yeah, the winter's the best time to do it, even though it's the least popular.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I was there for about 3 years, and yeah, it's different there. I liked it. Man, when you get snowed in, you get snowed in. Especially when you're up in the mountains, like like I was in Idaho Springs. When we got snowed in, we were in.
Yes, living in the mountains is a different world than 40 miles away here in Denver. It is. It's a different world when you're up there.
Right.
Red,
Got a caller.
place in. Okay.
Hello, caller. Where you're from and whatnot.
Who is
this? Is John. This is Jonathan Perrette from Indiana.
Hey,
Hookmeister Prospecting and Outdoors.
Hey, Jonathan, how you doing?
Jonathan is
doing all right.
Yeah.
Jonathan here just opened up his place here in Indiana. Got a few pieces of property that he's opening up to people for prospecting. We haven't hit it yet.
But... dig camp area and prospecting. Can you turn down your volume, John? Or mute it?
How's that? Is that better?
Much better. And still a little. We're getting a feedback from it.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to the other room. My wife's actually home tonight, not working.
She's joining us in the chat room. I saw her earlier, Robin.
Yeah, we've been chatting. She likes. Says she likes to dredge with you.
Yeah, she likes more of the shiny rocks. Not really gold rocks, just rocks in general. She's a rock hound. But anyway, I wanted to. I was going to ask a question, but he answered it with the winter prospecting out there because I've been quiet for years and kind of just stayed myself on all my properties private, and now I'm opening them up. But I'm also going out of state. I just went to Ohio over at Bill's and had a good time. Yeah, with the Crony Club.
Fella. Bill's a good fellow.
Yeah, I would have made it down there if I didn't have to watch the dogs and stuff. My wife had to go to Florida. Her mom's passing away, so I wasn't able to.
I hate to hear that.
Well, when you're old, it's time to go sometimes.
Inevitable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm old, but hey,
she's in her late 80s, so.
Yeah, that's good life though.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I hope to make it.
A lot of changes there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, John's going to be on our show on the 30th Halloween night. Jonathan's going to be on.
Yes,
our show.
and hopefully it's going to be a fun night, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I hope so. Well, that's always a fun night with us. We're just fun.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Right,
up to no good.
Yeah.
I got a question for Jonathan.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, it's Don in Denver.
Hey, how you doing there, Mr. Denver? I'm going to call you at the moment.
Do you? So I'm assuming you've got some sections of river out there. Then you've got water on your claims.
Oh yes, I've got 7 different claims available to take people to. I'm going to open them up one at a time. Want to make sure I get a good set crowd because I'm also a family person. I want to I don't care if people have fun, but understand that there might be times that there's children there, because I've got 7 children and 4 of them are adopted, and I got 5 grandchildren. So
one thing you're going to find out if you haven't already, one thing I didn't expect as my business is to be so popular with kids, but we were named 3 years in a row the best place to take kids outdoors in Denver. And I never dreamed that could happen. This is against places like the zoo and, you know, the aquarium and all kinds of places that people can choose from. Well, so you have a very unique opportunity there, and you'll do really good with kids, man, if you focus on that.
The thing with kids, there's something about getting them outside,
getting dirty, playing in the water,
that excites them. Right.
Well, I got one little thing to say here. You might be rated first now, but I'm just now coming out into this full-fledged. And my son, at age 4, found his first picker, and he called it a nugget. We always called him Bubbers because he's the youngest of 3 boys. And it's Bubba, or it's Big Bubba, Bubba, and Bubbers, okay, from biggest to smallest. My oldest son is 6'3", 280 pounds. I'm 6'2", 190 pounds, and then I got a middle son, which is 6 foot, 145 pounds, and then we got Bubbers, which is only 8 years old. Found his first nugget. Well, I've also developed a small 2.5-inch dredge, and we call it the Bubber Nugget, because after he found that first picker, he become Bubber Nugget. So, because he called it a nugget. So,
excellent.
That's how I am about kids. So, each one of my kids will end up with something named after them, I'm sure. But because I do build custom dredges, but you know. The thing is we all need to push to keep people outdoors as much as possible. We all need to push to keep public grounds open for everybody. We have to push for that, because private properties like I got and others have got, it is hard to get that permission and get people allowed to go there and take them there. So we all got to work together.
Amen, Jonathan.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, and I hope to meet all you all soon. I really do.
Oh, you will. We might get down there the weekend of the Gold Show, but that's going to be real busy. I know you're about 50 miles south,
and I understand
southeast. So
it takes an hour and 15 minutes from the fairgrounds to here. Then it takes another 20 minutes to the property I'll be on. Lee from the Little Goat Spinner said he will try to pop in for a day.
Well, we've talked about
during that week.
We've talked about being there Friday, coming down Friday, or maybe Sunday afternoon, rather. We're working.
Well, this is what I do for a living, so you guys call me. I'll make time. If you guys want to come on a different day, I don't care. You just call me. We'll get you to the water. We'll let you see it. If you don't bring equipment, I got plenty to give you to let you run.
Cool. Very cool.
That's awesome, Jonathan.
I definitely want to go there because the videos that I saw that when Dennis was there, I like the scenery, the cliffs and all that. I want to. I'll spend a whole day exploring.
And that's all good, because there was an old wagon trail there. There was an old trading post there, an old cable bridge back in the 1800s on that property. And I've got a couple other old heritage properties too. It's got a lot of history. But the thing is I've got a lot of it. I'm just now learning all this Facebook and stuff. My wife's trying to teach me. My kids are trying to teach me. Friends are trying to teach me, because I'm just a hands-on person. I like to get out in the water and escape all this this craziness in life. So, but I hope to meet y'all, and I'm not going to take up his time. I know he's a hard-working man, just like I am. And but the thing is the one thing we all need to push together, and anyone that listens to this and watches this stuff, let's keep these public lands open. Let's find ways to safeguard property owners, and let's keep doing what we're doing and teaching the young about the outdoors. So,
very good message, and you're right on, Jonathan.
Yeah, Patrick Moore asked. Patrick Moore asked if you have heaters for diving, or is the water warm enough?
Well,
Jonathan, I think.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Myself, I like the cold stuff, so I don't worry about heat. But I do own a 7 mil suit too, so once you put that on, and my body temperature runs 100 degrees anyway, I'm always over temperature, so it's like an oven as soon as I put that suit on, so I'm good.
Okay, now
I'm not sure who.
Maybe Pat.
I'm not sure who the question was for, but we do have suit heaters because our water is cold as hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he was asking. Yeah, I would think that's who he was talking, because Patrick is in that same area, so he knows that water. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I met Patrick over the weekend. He's a very unique person, very good person. Hope to get to know him more. He had some issues, but we all pulled together and we helped him figure it out, and got him running good this weekend. And hopefully he had a good clean out. I know I did. I didn't run as hard as I could have. I was there having a good time, and first time I ventured out of the Indiana area, because well, I haven't had to for years, and now I just want to. I'm at that age. It's time to start exploring more things and do it. Teach my kids not to be scared.
Jonathan, did you have a question for me?
Well, my question you actually answered for me right as I was trying to call about the winter prospecting and stuff and the water going down and everything, because I like to get to places where a lot of people won't try, because I'll put that extra effort in, So even if my dredge is heavy, I'll make it get there one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So that's about all I had, but you answered it right as I was calling. So I really don't have another question for you at the moment. It's been nice talking to all of you, and I'm going to give you your time on the air. You have a good time.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
Have a good evening.
Thanks for calling.
All right.
We will see you soon, Jonathan.
Yep.
Hey, I hope I see all of you real soon. I really do. Y'all take care, and let's keep fighting for public lands and protect these landowners. All right.
Absolutely.
Bye.
We're with you.
Excellent. Well, anyone else? Phone lines are open. Call up. Ask Don a question.
Yes. The answer is 22.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. That worked for me once before, so I'm going.
Oh, okay. Okay, 22. Gotcha. Yeah. We'll write that one down. So how long you been doing this?
We opened our business in 2010. Okay. But I've been doing this since like 74, off and on. I was a medical sales rep, and I traveled from Canada to El Paso, and right along the Rocky Mountains there. So I was always fly fishing and out there, doing stuff when I should have been selling medical products. But
so that's another group there that especially here in Ohio, we've been trying to pull in and understand what we're doing is the fly fishermen. That's because they have a lot of clout. I mean, they're pretty powerful.
You
group.
betcha.
Listen, so anytime we can get them to go join us and go out and see what we do, you know.
It's very difficult.
It only helps.
When Red and I formed our nonprofit here, it's called Gold Unlimited.
I was going to bring that up here in a minute.
When we formed our nonprofit here, it was to emulate what Trout Unlimited had been able to do for recreational fishermen, sport fishermen.
Right.
These guys aren't professional fishermen. They're not
right.
small scale fishermen or anything else. They just want to go catch some fish. And Trout Unlimited had done an amazing job of kicking everyone else out of the rivers for their fishermen, and even to the point of challenging property owners over waterways. You know, you can't own a waterway in certain states. You can in Colorado, but certain states you can't own a waterway, a navigable waterway. Well, so Trout Unlimited had all this clout. So Red and I, in our great wisdom, said, let's approach Trout Unlimited and say, we want to be kind of like you. Help us do what you did. Help us do that voodoo that you do. And so they happen to be headquartered in Denver, the Trout Unlimited headquarters in Denver. So we go down there, set up this big meeting, and we go in there, and Red and I prepared all this stuff to show Trout Unlimited how we're going to be just like them, only we're gold prospect. We're kind of the guys cleaning up the river. You know, we're out there. We're the garbage men of the river. We're cleaning up the stuff that you guys can't get to and accidentally break off and all this stuff. Okay, so we're going to go in there and be the heroes. Oh, shit. We arrive at the meeting.
Bombarded.
And the head of Trout Unlimited looks at us and goes, man, we're having a mutiny over even meeting with you guys. When our chapter presidents heard we were even going to entertain talking to you guys, they threatened a mutiny, you know.
Wow.
But we're going to visit with you and we're going to talk to you. So I got up there and did my part of, Red and I have this thing when we do a talk. I'll be very frank here. We have it's jokingly, one of us is Hitler and one of us is baby Jesus. Okay. Baby Jesus teaches kids to pan for gold. And he brings them in and he connects kids with nature, because there's things out there like nature deficit.
Yeah.
In nature deficit disorder, even.
Right.
A real thing. Kids have not connected to nature. Yeah. A book by Richard Louv, and a study was done, and kids that aren't connected to nature don't do well in school. It's just one of them deals. And they can use nature therapy with ADD and other disorders. So we learned that, and gold panning connects people with nature using shiny objects. And so we're thinking, man, Trout Unlimited is going to love us. And we go down there, and I'm going to be Hitler. Hitler is the guy that how dredging is good. Dredging is good. Dredging is not bad. Dredges are what they use to clean the Hudson River. Dredges are what they use to clean ponds when they get nasty. And dredges are good. It's a good thing, this dredging. And so I get up there on their giant 8-foot whiteboard with a red felt tip dry eraser marker, and I write on their board in big old letters, dredging is good. And I start into my deal, and they throw us out before we even get
wow.
into this deal.
Now, see, fortunately, I mean, for us, we have a club that comes to our lease, and we allow them on.
Nice.
And they see
what we do.
That what we do, and the fact that we have holes there, and the fish love those holes, and these guys, they come to our gold show. They show their stuff, so we're slowly, I guess, one step at a time. Eventually,
perception is what we're fighting here, guys. Perception, not reality.
Right.
We're fighting the perception in Colorado that we're using mercury and cyanide, and we're going to leave these giant tailings piles the size of an apartment building. And oh my God, the horror, the destruction.
They use bad propaganda. Though they show spawned out fish that are dying naturally and say we cause it. They're showing old hydraulic mining mines and bucket line dredge tailings, and and
in that whole Brandon Reinhardt deal in California, you're exactly right. They were very dishonest about the scientists they brought in, about the science that they were talking about methyl mercury and natural mercury. They don't understand what they're talking about, and they're wrong about what they're talking about. But
well, they're using pseudoscience to, you know,
well,
or I should say, bot
it
science.
isn't that they're wrong. They know they're wrong, and they're lying about it. And
you're right.
And it's like up in Washington, we've been telling them for years, after they get us out, they'll come for you. And then you off-road vehicle users, and then you horseback people, and eventually they'll have everyone out,
Hikers.
you know, and you won't even be able to use the property. But
you're absolutely right.
You know.
Oh, so wait, it's worse than that. Is you can't use your property.
Oh, yeah.
Right. No, you can use your own property. That's right. And, you know, Colorado just passed a law to where they made it okay to collect rainwater on your property because it wasn't before.
Yeah, it's starting being like why we left England, you know, and other countries, you know. I don't want to pay the crown for what's already ours. But
so we formed our little nonprofit anyway, and we've been able to do with no money. We don't even offer memberships, really. You know, you can support us if you want to, but we've been able to get that park established where in a city where gold panning was banned completely. Wheat Ridge had completely banned all forms of gold panning, and now they have a gold panning park. And we've been able to establish dredging rules up that canyon that I told you about, where you can use up to a 4-inch dredge. We got those rules put in place. Red and I wrote those rules and got them put into place permanently by the county commissioners, whereas before they let us do it, but it was just kind of an informal, we'll look the other way deal, you know?
Right.
So a lot has to be done. Jonathan was absolutely right about one thing when he said that, you know, you've got to go after these public lands. We absolutely have to go after them and get them and protect them.
I definitely agree. And you can find Gold Unlimited on Facebook. I know I have the page. Also, GoldStrike Adventures. Yeah, I want to get Red on when Mike Pun was on, but he must have been busy or something. Usually he's really good about replying to my messages, but he must have been real busy because he didn't reply to them. Pardon me?
Red turned into a hermit. He bought a place. He bought a place in Fairplay. Do you know where Fairplay, Colorado is? It's like 90 miles southwest of Denver in the mountains. It's where Todd Hoffman and my friend and all those guys are now. Well, Red bought a house up there that's like 15 miles or 20 miles even off the highway on this dirt road from hell. And he's up there and barely has phone service and barely has anything. And I used to talk to Red 3 times a day, and now I talk to him twice a month.
Oh, wow. So, becoming quite the recluse, huh?
He is. His beard is probably real now, you know, for Goldman.
Yeah.
That beard in the Goldman movie's glued on.
He has an awesome sense of humor, though, from all I've seen, him and Mike. And
oh my God,
I'd love to get on the river with you guys sometime.
Red is hilarious. We've had so many good times together and fun things that we've done together. I mean, just Red's put me on the end of the rope and hung me over a cliffside because we used to drive by on the highway and see this gravel bar in this like cliff face, and it's like, how did that little gravel deposit get in that cliff face 10 feet above the river, right? Little river gravel, like 1-inch, 2-inch diameter gravel, just packed in there tight. And this is Clear Creek by Idaho Springs, just down. In fact, Jesse, you know where the main road in Idaho Springs crosses Clear Creek, and the ranger station is right there. That's where I'm talking about. And he lowered me on a rope. It's right across the road from the ranger station there. I don't know why they didn't see us. It lowers me on a rope in the wintertime down there so that I can scrape that gravel out of that cliff face into a bucket and then send the bucket over for my son Ryan and Red to pan and tell me if there's any gold in it or not. And I could have died easily. I was over this raging water hanging on a rope that Red's hanging me down on. We've done a million things together. He's just the most amazing guy. When he wanted to do this movie, bless his heart, I knew he really believed it was going to go big and make a lot of money. And these kind of movies just generally don't. And bless his heart, there's a lot of money gone into that movie. I'm not kidding you one bit.
I can imagine, plus, your time's money, his time's money, and there's 4 or 5 of you, not including the rest of the crew. So, and I could imagine.
Everybody got paid but me and Red.
That's how it is sometimes.
Yeah, my wife hates it when we go down, where we drive down the road, because I'm constantly looking down, thinking, oh, look, I should stop there and check out that gravel bar.
Right? And there'll be one that haunts you. That's the way this one was. It haunted me. There was nothing in it. Not a speck of damn gold in it.
Nothing.
There should have been.
By all rights, there should have been.
And when you prospect, a creek never looks the same again when you drive by it.
Yeah, once
No.
you get bit.
Oh, yeah.
True,
Yep.
Then you...
It's like being a roofer.
It is. You drive by and you're not just looking at the beauty, you're looking down and thinking, oh, look, there's a drop off over there. There's a good place. There's
a nice bend. Look at that gravel bar.
We had an oh shit moment this spring. So we're up there and one of my helpers is dredging and we don't have a group out. This is just us dredging. I had a group out that we were entertaining at the same time, but one of my guys was dredging up there and upstream from us. And he comes running down in the wetsuit, just comes running down the road, holding this bar that's about 2 inches by 2 inches square by about 1 inch tall. And they were molten poured bars. They looked to be Doré bars. They were blackish, tarnished, heavy as hell. And he's got one of these. And he goes, dude, there's got to be a bunch of these down there. There's a crate that is broken open under the river when he's dredging. And he finds this. Brings one up, running up there. And we didn't have a magnet handy right then. And stuck a magnet to it later, and it didn't really want to stick. So, okay, but it wanted to a little bit, but it's got some iron in it. Okay. We thought it might have been a silver Doré bar, which may have had some gold in it. That there's a railroad that crosses the river on my claim. And in the old days, it crossed the river. Now it doesn't. But there was a crossing right on my claim where the bridge is, and right at that trestle, that old trestle under there is where he was dredging. That's where he found these. Well, there was 28 of these bars, and they weighed 2 pounds apiece. And we're fucking calculating, and we're just, running the numbers and overnight. And, I'm like, are you sure it's not magnetic? Because I put a magnet to it. It's not very magnetic. And it was about 3 days before we could get it to an XRF machine, and they were iron with nickel. Oh. But man, we're so excited. Holy crap, we had these bars.
Yeah, turning yourself on.
I had to go sell all that stuff I bought.
I thought you about had a bonanza, huh? Some lost treasure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we were rich beyond your wildest.
Who hasn't had that happen?
Yeah.
In one form or another,
Well,
still here?
Yeah, we're still here. Streaming health was really good for a while, and it's not cooperating again. Old Murphy.
See, I'm spinning over here too.
Bye, friends.
Yeah.
So, hang on, everybody. It will come back. Just bear with the show.
All right. Well, do you want to wind it up, guys?
Yeah, we're going on 2 hours, hour and 50 minutes. That's probably good. We'll wrap it up. Don, if you want to stay on for a moment later, for after we wrap it up, that'd be great. If not, that's cool too. Thank you for being our guest tonight.
Yep, it's fun talking to you.
Thank you, guys.
Really, I can't wait to get out there and do one of your day adventures.
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be a great time.
Yeah, it would be.
He will take care of you.
All right.
You
All
too,
right,
Dennis.
sounds great.
Well,
nice talking to you, Don. See you soon. Hopefully.
All right, you too.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I hope we get more calls in the future, but hey, this is our first real live non-testing with it. I thought it went well, but
it needs more testing, but we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. That's for sure. We'll definitely get it. So, we're gonna call it a night. Yeah. It's getting fairly late back here, so until then, maybe almost said it backwards.
Get it straight.
You always have a flash in your pan.
And you know what he always says backwards.
That I do. Maybe one day too. We'll see you on the river. Good night, Dano. Yeah. Good night, Jesse.
Night, Ed. Night, Jesse.
Good night, Don.
Good night, Dan. Night, Don.
Good night, boys.
Good night, Don.
Good night, boys.
In the shed with a head.